So today, I want us basically to look at what we call referencing. Referencing is so important to me. Referencing is so important to me. Now, the one that I would want you to appreciate most, is this one, where we will be looking at something very simple here. Somebody comes and tells you that, for example, tax is 30%. 30%, tax is 30%. Tax is 30%. And then he goes ahead and gives you various incomes. So we have ACCA. So we have ACCA here. We have in this case here Rose. We have in this case here James. We have in this case here Penina. Those three are enough. So Hosea could be getting like 300,000. We have Rose getting like 200,000. We have James getting like 400,000. 400,000. And then we have Penina, who crowns them all by getting 450,000. By getting 450,000. So these are salaries. These are salaries. These are salaries. And then now this person wants you to come and get tax. The tax this country is charging 30%. Like now today, we are being told that from July, the NIF will be 2.7%, which is constant to everybody. 2.7% of whatever salary you're earning will be deducted. So then if you'd want, ladies and gentlemen, here to get the tax for each of these guys, here there is something I would want you to see. Here there is something that I would want you to see, that if I come and say the tax here for Hosea is 300,000, and then I pick here, I say times, in this case here, 30%, 30%, right? And after I say that, I come and say Control, Enter, because I would want this to be highlighted. You know, remember whenever I'm saying, whenever I want an answer, and I want that particular cell still to be highlighted, this cell to be still highlighted, I'll say Control, Enter, not Enter alone, because if I say Enter alone, allow me to repeat this again. Let me go back. If I say Enter alone, fine, I'll get the same answer, but the cell below will be highlighted, meaning that I'll still have to go one step back to this cell. So if I come and say, in this case here, I want that's my formula. I would want to come and say, still I get the answer, but the same cell to be highlighted. So I'll do a controlled enter like that. So then remember, Excel is a powerhouse, a house where formulas can be replicated, So if I would want to replicate this cell, I would want to do an autofill. Then what I need to do is to come under, you know, there are two pluses. We have the white, this cross here, this white sign that you are seeing there, plus there, which is hot air. Nothing much apart from highlighting. And then we have this other one. If I pull it a little bit to this corner here, I'm getting what we call a crosshair. This crosshair is very, very important. It's an angry rabbit. I'll tell you why I normally call it an angry, black, ugly rabbit. I'll tell you in a moment. But whenever I see it like that darker inside, it means that I can use this now to autofill the subsequent cells. How do I do this? Very easy. I'll come and drag this down. If I try dragging this down, ladies and gentlemen, what am I getting here? Values which don't make sense at all. Why am I getting values which don't make sense at all? Please listen. If I come back to this 0 and I'm interested in knowing the formula, if I am interested in knowing the formula that ended up giving me this, it's very easy. If I want to show a formula in a cell, I'll go to a button called F2. When you want to show a formula in a cell, you'll go to a button called F2. You simply place your cursor in that cell, you highlight that cell, and then you press F2. And then when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. This cell will always show you the formula. The formula is here. And they'll even give you the colors of the cells which were multiplied. So you can see here, they took Rose's salary, which is this in blue, I8, and then they multiplied with this red cell up here, meaning that there is something amiss. Meaning that Excel, as I move from 90,000 to this other cell, Excel moved down with me. Excel is the concept of one step down. So when you move, like you're moving here from 90 to this cell here, you can see the salary, we went down one step, and also the percentage went down one step. Now listen, my good students, listen. If I wanted to get this correctly, what I ought to have done, I ought to have come back here. If I say F2, this cell in red I4, the cell in red I4, this one here I4, this cell in red I4. I would want these to be used throughout down. I would want this to be used throughout down. I would want it to be constant. And whenever I want a cell to be used constantly, I would rather lock it up permanently. So lock up the cell permanently. How do you do the lockup? How do you do the lockup? To do the lockup, you simply press F4. To do the lockup, you simply press F4. Look at this. I'm there. I will come and use my F2 to show that, or I can even start typing afresh. Remember how I start typing afresh? I must always start with an equals. So I'll come and say equals here. I pick 300,000, and then I'll be able to say here times. I'll be able to say here times. In this case here, this taxation rate, which is 30%. This tax rate is the only one that I would want to lock fully. So to lock it fully, simply go ahead and say F4. So when I say F4, I'm able to see these dollars coming before I and coming before 4. When I do it that way, then I'll be able to say controlled enter. Controlled enter. When I say controlled enter, then I'll be able to do the autofill by coming here like this. This is the cross black angry rabbit here. So then once I put this rabbit there at the corner, remember here it's still white, all of it will be white, but when you bring it to this concentrated corner here, it becomes an angry black thing. Very dangerous. I'll tell you why it is a dangerous thing. So in this case here, come and pull this thing down like that. So when I pull it down like that, now you can see it has given me all the tax payable. Very nice. And I can confirm, like Penina, out of 450,000, she's supposed to pay 135,000. If I place my cursor there, highlight her tax there, and then I say F2, I'll be able to see the cell that or rather the cells that have been multiplied. So like I can see here, they have multiplied I10, which is this one, times my locked I4. This is I4. This is I4. You can see this cell I4 red, right? Even if I go to any other, like if I try this one and say F2, it'll be able to show me that I4 is already locked like that. So ladies and gentlemen, I would want to pause at this particular juncture and see whether there are students now who have been able to do it exactly the way I've done. There are students in this case here, before you get F4 correctly, you must press function. There is an FN down there. Function, you hold on to it, and then you say F4. Function, you hold on to it, and then you say F4. How I wish I would get students who are really dancing, that they have been able to do this as others cry, for me to be able to help them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to use this concept of locking up to be able to show you something very important in Excel. And this is really, really, really a nice thing. It's called a VLOOKUP. So this VLOOKUP, you will go to an interview. I remember this thing really embarrassed me some time back in some these uniform distributors when I wanted to get into uniform distributors and accountant. Those old days, I went there. You know, Indians are very good with Excel. They're very good with Excel. So I went there, they gave me huge data. And then they told me to extract some piece of information about some uniform, right? About some uniform. That time I was very stupid and naive. I actually used to think that Excel is just for multiplication, addition, and subtract. So they gave me big data. So I was just there vertically trying to scroll, in this case here, down, trying to look for that thing like a crazy man. I did like that for more than an hour, and then I surrendered. I tell you this, Mindy, honestly, I cannot get. That Mindy was very good to me. He told me there is something called VLOOKUP, young man, go and study. And actually he's among those people who gave me the psych to know Excel. So you see, like now here, these are very few teams. So you've been given teams here which are arranged vertically. Most of the tables are arranged vertically. So if they're arranged vertically like this, and then somebody comes and tells me that, hey, you know what? I just want you to look for, extract information of a team called Lazio. So then what I'll do, I'll simply come and type whatever, like this same table here. The headers, I'll type the headers like that. So then what do you want? You want Lazio. So Lazio is part of a column. Lazio is part of this vertical arrangement. So in short, I'm doing a vertical lookup. So for me to do this vertical lookup, how will I be able to do this vertical lookup? Ladies and gentlemen, nitakuja hapa niseme equals, and then I type VLOOKUP. I can see VLOOKUP has already come up. It's in a blue label. Blue label, as I told you, I know most of you young ladies, most of you here, young men, you are quite, not quite, but you are saved. You've never known what we call blue Smirnoff, but whenever you see a blue Smirnoff label, you must tab. It's coming up. I want this VLOOKUP to come up to the cell. So it's either I double click on it or I tab. Tabbing is normally easier. So from there, they'll come and ask me, I mean, what is the lookup value? 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 The lookup value is the lookup item that I'm looking for. I am after a team called Lazio. So I simply go and say, Lazio, please allow me to go to the end, and then I'll repeat again for the sake of your understanding. So once I pick on Lazio, I can see that Lazio here is part of this column H. So this column H is so important to me because column H is a title column. I'll be arranging all my teams here. Kwa hivyo column H lazima niitege. Naitega aje? Naitega na dola. Column H lazima niitege. Nakuja hapa mbele ya H, sababu ni title, nakuja naitega. So naitega pole pole, nasema $2. Huwezi kutega zote paka 4, because as you'll be seeing, this 4 will be moving. Right? It's a moving target. Alafu nakuja nimeshatega H, nimetega H because it's a column. So nakuja nasema hapa comma. So after the lookup value, they want me to give them the table array. It is this entire table that I'm copying. This entire table that I'm highlighting. The entire table that I'm highlighting. The table array where I would want to get this information from. Now, ladies and gentlemen, table arrays must always be fully anchored. So table array, come and say F4. Table array, you say F4, right? Comma. After table array, I'm following these items given, right? They want me to give them the column index. You count with your fingers. So this is column 1, this is column 2. Because I want country, so I'll come and put column 2. So when I put column 2 like that, I say comma, they're asking me something very important. What kind of a match do you want? Do you want an approximate match or do you want an exact match? Always in accounting, for these many years I've been doing accounting, I don't see us approximating. I normally see ourselves giving exact matches. What do we mean with these exact matches? That if, for example, whatever that I'm looking for is not available, I don't want it to approximate for me. I don't want any deviations. If it's not there, just tell me false. Ladies and gentlemen, this exact match, there are 2 ways. I could either come and click on it. I say exact match is what I want. I double click, right? I take it there. Alternatively, to us in Excel, especially for those of you who will be doing programming, false is normally given by 0. Whenever you see this true false, false is normally given by 0. Instead of writing false there, you simply write there 0. That is the same as what here? False. False is always 0. True is always 1. So false. And then now I'm through. I'll come and say what there. I will come there and close. So then I'll be able to say a controlled enter. So what are they telling me? That Lazio is an Italian company. All right. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. I'll be able to come and here and use my angry rabbit. So this angry rabbit, I'll come straight like that. So then I'm able to see here, Italy, Italy, Italy. What is the problem here? The problem really here is about the columns that I need to change every often. You see, like now, this is supposed to be the 3rd column. So if I come here and say F2, you can see here, it is still reading second column. So I'll need you to come and say, return back. I put 3 there, like that. And then I should be able to come here to the Italy. I show up the formula by saying F2. I know that this one, games played is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Games played is supposed to be number 4. And then I should be able to say tab. So now I'm on the last one. When I show up the formula with F2, I'm able to straight away go to points, and this has to be column number 5. Column number, nope. Something must have happened there. Something must have happened there. No worries. So what I'll do, I'll simply escape. I go back. So this is F2. So F2, I just wanted to come to these 2. These 2 is what I wanted to put 5 there. And then I should be able to say, in this case here, enter. Like that. So then I have been able to extract information about Lazio. I can see Lazio is an Italian company, no 3856 etc. So then I would want, ladies and gentlemen, to read your chats first of all. At times I ignore them for purpose of moving a little bit ahead, and then I go back and see what my students are saying about this vertical lookup, which is a very important metric of what here, any accountant. Locking or anchoring. Repeat, please. Okay, great. It messed me last month. Veronica must have failed maybe an interview because of what here, this VLOOKUP. I have some questions on this lookup. Great. So before Marianne asks these questions, are you in a position that now I can repeat? Are you in a position that now I should start from the beginning and then we see how it boils down? Recording. So then here, I'm going to show you how to make use of what here. Something very interesting here for you to be able to see what I'm doing. So like now here, what I will do, I will come and say equals VLOOKUP. It is there. So the lookup value is Lazio. So given that the H is a column title, then I must come under stone, block it here by putting $1 before H, the stone, so it doesn't keep on rolling. So $Shift4. Then I continue. So from there we have the table array. So this is the table array. So Shift, Control, right navigation arrow, down navigation arrow. I block this, I write this professionally. Remember the table array, this table array must always be fully anchored. So F4, comma, column index. So because I've got many columns which are well within this functionality, then I have to capture this using the braces. We call them brace brackets. So the brace bracket, if I look at JKL semicolon on top there, UIOP, you'll be able to see immediately after P there are 2 brackets, and the one that I want is the brace. Brace is Shift, and then I say like that. So remember, it is from column 2 because team already I know. So it's from column 2. So I'll say 2, 3, 4, there are 5 columns in total. Then I close this using the brace, and then I continue with comma there. I want false. False, I would want you to get used. Whenever you see this, you will simply be saying 0. 0. Always will be saying 0. I don't want any deviation. Right? And then I close the bracket like that. And then I'll do the Control Enter. It gives me everything. It gives me everything to the end. Everything to the end. And then once you finish, I would want you to come and pull this thing down like that for you to automate, because at the end of the day, as an accountant, I would want to automate my operations. So that next time when they come and tell me that, you know what, I am a Liverpool fan, give me information about Liverpool. Give me information about Liverpool. I'll simply type Liverpool, and the Liverpool information comes. Somebody comes and says, give me. Unfortunately, I don't know very many teams. Is there somebody who can give me a good example of a team which is not here? Man City. Give me Man City. Give me Man City. So when I press Man City there, it can't give me anything because there is nothing to return about Man City. You don't have Man City here, right? So Man City is not there, right? Let me see the teams they're talking about here. Oh, great. So at least Veronica, today you should be sleeping with your shoes on. Mine is not working with Kali braces. Shabani Ibrahim, understand it's because from video you gave good. Do you put another comma? No, no, no. 5 is the last one. 5 is the last one. Patience is happy. So Ibrahim, you was not able to give us that curly bracket because you're not using a current Excel. The current Excel is 2021. The current Excel is 2021. Current Excel is 2021.